Chapter 1. A Summer Vision. August 5th, 1991. Above all else, it was hot. Tommy was lying on the floor, no mattress, a single comforter beneath him, and a single sheet on top. Two perfectly fine and made twin beds rose above him on both sides, unused. In the summer, the Redmond boys liked to sleep on the floor, so the single box fan in the room would blow directly across them as they slept. His older brother Daniel was lying perpendicular to him, forming a human L, heads and pillows close together. His feet protruded slightly into the dark hallway through the room's open door. Daniel was asleep, which was Tommy's current dilemma. Tommy wanted a drink. To get that drink, he would not only have to leave his secure position and step over his brother, he'd also have to brave the dark hallway alone to get to the bathroom, a thought which still scared the 5-year-old. "Danny," he whispered. No response. "Danny," he tried louder. Nothing. He could wake him, of course, but he didn't think his brother would like that, and he always felt guilty about waking up someone who was asleep. It can be hard to fall asleep. He didn't think it was fair to pull people out of it. He wished he could stay in the room, but he was sweating and thirsty. He knew if he didn't get up, he wouldn't fall back asleep, which would mean he would lie awake growing increasingly afraid of every strange thought he could think up. Anything would be better than that, he thought, so he decided to brave the hallway and get a drink of water. And oddly enough, it was this simple decision that started everything. Or ended it, depending on your point of view. Because little Tommy Redmond never made it to the bathroom that night. He stood up, cast his sheet aside onto his unused bed, and began to step lightly toward his sleeping brother. But when he did, his glance momentarily moved to the bedroom window which looked out onto the backyard, and he unwillingly saw something that paralyzed him with fear. There was a man, standing near his swing set, facing away from him, looking toward the lilac bush in the back corner of the yard. Tommy didn't know why, but the sight of this man made him want to scream. He didn't know what time it was, but he knew everyone in the house had been asleep for hours, which meant the man shouldn't be there. But Tommy didn't dare scream or even move. All he did was watch. One dim porch light from his neighbor's home and an old-looking silver flashlight the man had placed on the ground provided the only light in the yard, not nearly enough to fully make out who the man was or what he was doing. Initially, he thought the man might be his father, but at further glance he realized the stranger was taller and thinner than his dad. The man was alone, dressed in jeans and a hoodie. Tommy remembered thinking this was strange, because it had been one of the hottest days of the year, and the heat wave showed no sign of ending soon. The man had to be burning up, but he didn't look it. In fact, he almost looked cold. He just stood there staring, away from the house, into the lilac bush. Tommy also stood paralyzed with fear. He desperately wanted to look away, to dive back under the covers where he felt safe, but his body would not respond. Years later, he wondered how long he had actually stood and stared at the man. It seemed to him that hours passed before the man moved, though he knew that couldn't be right. It was the man's first movement that sent Tommy's fear to a new level. Torn between the curiosity of what the man was up to and the fear that the stranger might turn around and see him through the window at any moment, the little boy continued to watch. He saw the man move to the lilac bush, enter it, get down on his knees, and start digging in the dirt with his hands. He was in the deep corner of the bush, a spot Tommy and his brother would sometimes play in, especially when the bush was in full bloom. There was a moment when the man's head made a slight move back toward the house, as if he'd heard something to his side. It was at precisely this moment that, for some reason, Tommy's gaze darted from the man to his neighbor's home behind, specifically its upper window. In it, he saw the face of a hideous creature, also watching the man. Tommy could not comprehend this creature. He could not describe its look with the words he knew. Demon came to his mind, but he knew somehow that wasn't right. All he knew was that the knowledge of the creature's existence in that moment weighed on him in a manner nothing else ever had, and that he did not want the creature to see him. Tommy had no further memory of that night. No memory of what happened next, of sleeping, or even returning to the floor where he woke up the next morning. He told no one, not his father, not his mother, not his brother or sister. He kept the vision deep inside, convincing himself over the years that it had only been a dream.